Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. And why am I the Scruffy Trader? Take a look at that desk. I have stuff everywhere. But also look at the charts behind me, because I keep those incredibly clean and clear. And the purpose of the channel is exactly that. It's to try and make trading clean and clear. Because actually trading isn't that difficult. And oh, hold on. Hold your horses, we have a visitor. Hello.
Hiya, Scruffy. Don't
Thank
make
you.
noise.
Good girl. And for everybody who follows this channel, we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, and he's got one. So that makes this even better. How good is that? Anyway, as I was saying, the purpose of the channel is to keep everything clean and concise and try and clear the muddy waters of trading. Because, as I say, I've been around trading markets in a former life and this one for the best part of 20 years. And a lot of the time it is overly complicated for no reason whatsoever. So I'm trying to dispel a few of them myths. Anyway, today's video is a question that was emailed to me, and I thought I'd just do a video on it. And it's a question I get asked pretty much every day. How many Forex pairs and markets should I trade? And it's an odd question because there's a number of answers to it. It really boils down to your personality. If you are scatterbrained and erratic, chasing 28 pairs is probably not a good idea, because you'll bounce from one to the other. And in trading, one of the biggest killers of accounts is overtrading. And if you're watching 28 pairs, you will have a tendency to overtrade because you'll bounce off one to the other to the other. However, if your personality is quite disciplined, then there's no reason you can't look after 28 pairs. Or you may be somewhere in the middle. Now, for myself, I have a basket that I look at, which is around 12 currency pairs. But I only actually trade 1, 2 at best in any given day, and sometimes those last for a few days. But my best advice, if you're just starting out, is stick with 2, literally just 2 markets, and it'll keep you focused on what you're looking at, and it'll also stop you over trading. And what I mean by that is, if there isn't a setup, don't trade it. Because believe it or not, sitting on your hands and not doing anything is a position. Because you're not losing money, but you're not making money. So it's a break-even position. And what I'll do to help you have a little look at how these markets work, I'll just drop a slide on and I'll show you the range of pips in the 3 major sessions. The London, Tokyo and New York. And then that'll give you an idea of what to expect out of the markets that you're going to trade. And the advice that I give people when they ask me, because you can look at, say, cable, it'll move 100, 120 pips in a day. And they think, great, I'll get 100 pips. No, you won't. You may get 100 pips if you're swing trading and you're looking for the position to open and run for a number of days. But the chances of you catching the exact top and bottom of that pair is really sort of asking a bit. You know, it's a real mountain to climb. Because you need to see the thing moving before you actually know that you're getting onto a trend, a continuation if you like. And by the time it's done that, it's probably moved 20, 25 pips. So you've already knocked 25 pips off the 100. So the maximum you can now get is 75. However, it moves up and down like a yo-yo. And just because its range says it's 100 pips, doesn't make it say it's going to get that far. So if you look for a third, rule of 3, 100 pips, 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 100 you'll be okay in a day trading situation. But when I'm saying that, if you manage your trade, you may well get more pips, because if your initial burst is 25 to 30 pips, third of it, 33 and a third, your stop loss position gets moved up into a break-even situation, but it continues to run forward. Brilliant. You've managed your trade and you've got your extra pips. But if you just go for it, you'll see it so many times in your own trading. It gets down and you think, yes, I've got 50 pips. This thing's going to keep on trucking. And it turns around and comes and takes you out. And then suddenly you think, I've lost 50 pips. That's at £2 a point. I've just lost £100. Well, try and change your little attitude on that as well, because you haven't actually lost £100 because it was never yours in the first place. Only think of it as the trade is now complete. And then that way it helps with the psychology of your mind. And instead of thinking of it as lost, it was just a completed trade that didn't pay a lot. And it helps you mentally. So anyway, so it was just a quick, very quick video on what I suggest that you have as pairs. And the takeaway is, if you're just starting out, 2. And how do I decide which 2 to pick? It's up to you. You can, the way I did it when I first started was, it was my domestic currency. So I'm British, so it was the British pound against the next 2 volatile that I thought. So it was the US dollar and the Japanese yen, because they were the 2 that moved all the time. And it was, the Japanese yen is just simply because I used to buy products in the Far East and I was used to that currency, and I had to buy those products using US dollars. Hence why I started in this game. Anyway, it was just a way of answering a question that I get asked all the time. It's one of those questions that you can only really answer yourself based on your personality. And that's because you're the only one who knows you. Okay? But even if you are a seasoned professional, looking at 28 plus pairs is incredibly difficult, because you can't concentrate on them all at the same time. Okay, so if you're beginning, 2. If you're intermediate, have a basket, but drill them down, but don't trade more than 1 or 2 pairs in a day. I don't, and I've done this a long time. And the reason that I don't trade in more than 1 or 2 in a day is I literally can't concentrate that much. So it helps me as well. But I'm a day trader, so I need to be in and out throughout the day. If I'm swing trading, it's a different kettle of fish, because I can scan across 10 pairs at the end of the night, see what the situation is, and then do it. But for today's exercise, it's basically based on day trading. Okay, and if you're scalping, which scalping's a hard game, and if you are going to be a scalper, be incredibly disciplined and trade just one instrument, and only do it for about an hour to an hour and a half, and then quit, because you will definitely overtrade and you will definitely lose. It's the nature of it, because your risk to reward is a red bus away. You're only getting 2 or 3 pips, but your stop is God knows how far away, and you only need to lose once, and that's it, game over. You've wiped out the day. All right, day trading is slightly different. You're looking for 1 good setup, possibly 2 in a day, that'll gain you 20 to 30 pips. So for me, there's a difference. Anyway, so I hope that kind of clears it a little bit. If not, by all means contact me. Very easy found, just the Scruffy Trader. You find me in Facebook, places like that, Instagram. I answer every message personally. Please subscribe to the channel. It motivates me to do more of this. And if you can't find me, just drop a comment below, and I'll quite happily talk to you on this platform, and everyone can see it and keep it clear. Anyway, do what you love and the money will follow. I'll see you on the next one.